welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2025 semi-final 2 results reaction. Please do click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share, and comment below. Now, if you've happened to see my semi-final 1 results reaction, you know that this is once again coming unfiltered, unscripted, straight to you very soon after the announcement of the qualifiers for the second semi-final. In fact, it's probably about 20-25 minutes after that happened. So again, all very fresh, and I haven't necessarily thought about what I'm going to say, but we'll just go with it anyway. Not quite as shocking in probably most ways, I think, in the results this time. I think a couple of surprises, but not, I would say, huge, not such huge shocks this time. But let's go through all the countries again, and as I did with my results reaction for semi-final 1, the qualifiers will go on your right-hand side, and the non-qualifiers will go on your left-hand side. Just going to run through one by one. Starting off with perhaps one of the big surprises, possibly the biggest surprise, maybe, potentially, which was Australia are not qualifying. We did not want a taste of the milkshake man, as it turns out, and I think this was surprising given that you had quite a lot of Australia-friendly countries in the voting bloc. Australia with the UK, Ireland, etc. But maybe I think in retrospect, perhaps it just didn't click. It was at first is sometimes can be quite a difficult position. You've got and there were other songs that had that kind of innuendo or cheekiness that were a bit later and had better vocals. So maybe that was what that clicked that. And as also, we kind of know Australia struggle with televote. They just historically have always struggled with the televote. So be interesting to see where they finished, but obviously very disappointing for Gojo. It's a fun song, with a lot of great concept, but yeah, obviously didn't quite work this time. Second, the running order, and I think this is one of the ones that we really didn't expect to qualify, and indeed it didn't, was Montenegro. Great vocal, classy staging, but not particularly impactful, and very early in the running order. I just don't think that was ever likely to go through. In third in the running order, it was Ireland, and I'm afraid Ireland also did not qualify. This, I don't think, I didn't have this in my qualifiers list. I thought it was perhaps 50-50. But it was I think other people have said this, very static performance. She obviously didn't move off that rocket, and yeah, there's not much dynamism about it, and yeah, I'm not surprised that didn't go through. Then the fourth running order, I'm particularly delighted with this one because it was one of my favourite songs, which was Latvia. Really, really pleased that Latvia went through. Yes, much relieved. Then coming on to another surprise is Armenia. Or not so much of a surprise. I think I said that they have a big diaspora, and they have a diaspora, all friendly voting countries in this semi. That came through for Parg, and it was quite an impactful performance. I'm still not overly sold on the song or necessarily it being that great a song, but I think obviously it was impactful enough, and enough of the Armenian diaspora or neighbours went for it. So perhaps not a huge surprise there. Austria, one of the big favourites, they went through. It is a divisive entry. Not everyone likes it. Certainly in my group, people that are watching it, there was some people that did enjoy it, and there's others that really did not like his vocal at all. And just in our group of, I think about 7 of us that were voting. No, mine was the only UK one, mostly Brazilian and one Norwegian. This came 7th in our, which is perhaps not as high as you might expect. So I'm interested to see how that reflects in others. Greece, I thought this was very impressive, actually. I thought she's very, very good vocal, and they left her to last to qualify. And I think we kind of knew as soon as, I kind of thought as soon as Greece was in that last group, I thought, well, it's got to be Greece that qualify. I think it unlikely that they wouldn't have done so. Lithuania up next. I put this as a qualifier. I think a lot of people were one of my friends here tonight was completely bemused by that because he thought didn't like it at all. But I knew that the Lithuanian diaspora plus people that like this sort of genre of music together would come through for this. We had it on our equal last place, but we were just not the sort of group that would enjoy this one. So yeah, not surprised that this went through at all. And again, I picked this one to go through. Then we come to Malta. She served, obviously they did do a bit of muting so that you couldn't hear that other word. But yes, I think perhaps she pushed the boundaries a bit too far in some of the staging, but really confident, great vocal, really solid vocally. Yeah, very pleased to see Malta back in the final. Georgia, this was probably the least favoured song to qualify, and indeed it did not qualify. However, I will say, in our group, this finished 10th somehow. I mean, there was a lot of closeness in some of it. But yeah, this did better than I thought amongst our group. But yeah, not surprised it didn't qualify. Then we come into I'm really happy for Denmark qualifying. I didn't think she would do it, but the fandom came through for her. And it is I guess it actually did stand out as just being, a solid up-tempo Euro pop song. And that clearly sold it. I mean, I've always said that Sissal was the one that was behind getting this through. And said if they get through to the final, it's through the strength of will and force that is Sissal, and she indeed has done it. So Denmark have broken that long non-qualification streak that they had. Delighted for them, and for her particularly. And here's one that I called incorrectly in my prediction video, but if you follow me on Blue Sky, I had said that Czechia I thought were not looking like to qualify after all. So I'm going to claim that I got 9 out of 10 rather than 8 out of 10 for my predictions, because I did say I didn't think Czechia was going to go through. I just had this inkling, having the experience of the semi-final one. Also, the staging was not necessarily the most memorable, and I think he was quite nervous tonight, and he missed a cue and had to try and catch up at one point with the music, because I think he missed a chorus point. I think a couple of people I think noticed that. So, and we also had him in 9th in ours, which kind of in our ranking, and kind of rung some alarm bells, thinking this isn't chiming with the people it's supposed to chime with. So. Luxembourg next. What a glow up this had. I was in my top 10 songs anyway. I really enjoy it, but this had a huge glow up. I thought it just looked amazing. She sounded really good. What a great package. Not surprised at all for this to get through. I think this could do much better than perhaps people have been thinking it had been going to do. Came second in our group in terms of voting. Yeah, very pleased for that. And with Israel, I think there was no doubt that this was going to go through. Big televote score was incoming for this. So, and surprisingly, they announced this quite early amongst the qualifiers, because I think we knew it was going to go through. Serbia not going through. I thought Serbia might have been the one that squeaked through ahead of Czechia rather than, but in the end it was Armenia, I would say. Just clearly, some. So impressive vocals impressive vocals are not enough to get through when the song isn't quite there, and the staging, I think they had some interesting moments, but yeah, I'm not surprised. It'll be interesting to see whether Serbia until today have never qualified or have never finished below 11th in the semi-final, but we won't find out until afterwards where this finished. I'm not surprised. A lot of people thought this was one of Serbia's weakest entries, the weakest songs they've sent. Not weakest vocals, there's no problem with his vocal, but certainly one of the weakest songs. And then finally, my lady, Erica. Yes, she's back again, blasting away on her microphone. I thought she was fantastic. Really, really pleased. I think she was number 1 in the group I did, and somebody, the one guy who was with us tonight, had not seen the performance, he had not seen the song or performance or anything. All he knew was like, oh, it's a Finnish song with a German title, that's odd. He gave this maximum points. He really, really loved it. So, and I think, and she really connects, and she was a lot of fun kind of in the green room as well. in the green room as well, eating fondue. I don't know whether I think she's still very much an outside chance to win rather than the favourite, but she's got to be in the mix. She's definitely got to be in the mix, and I'm delighted that Erica is in the final. So there we go. We've got all of our finalists. I imagine they are doing the draw for where the positions are just now, and then of course probably sometime during the evening they will do the the night now. They will do the running order. I'm hoping the running order will come out before tomorrow morning, but by at least early morning, because I need to record a video talk about the grand final preview. I'm not going to do that right this evening. I will do that tomorrow before I head down to London. But yeah, I'm feeling less kind of stunned by that set of results. I think, a slight kind of just a pleasant surprise about Denmark. I'm very pleased that Latvia got through. Armenia wasn't surprised. Obviously, bit sad for Czechia and Australia, but I think one of these things where you look in retrospect and look at it again and you think, maybe I can understand why they didn't go through this time. But let me know what you thought. Were any shocks for you? Are you especially pleased that things get through that you weren't expecting to get through? As always, do let me know in the comments. And join me again when you will get my last video before the grand final, which will be a grand final preview. If I get that running order in time to record a video, because that will help structure the preview. But anyway, sleep well. I wouldn't say sleep well. I'm going to try and sleep well now. And take care and see you soon.